Okay, I have provided comments on everyone's drafts that were submitted. So make sure that you go into the gradebook for Rhetorical Analysis 1 draft and look at those comments. They are quite general in nature, but I earlier today posted a video about the Carter article itself because one of the main problems is that students have a tough time understanding the article, and so it's imperative that you understand the article before you can write about it. And just remember that your reader, your audience, has not read the article, so you have to provide the information for them. I have extended the draft date. I mean, obviously you've already turned it in and got a grade, but I've got it open so that you guys can go look at your peer review comments as well. So take my comments and your peers' comments and clean up your draft. The final is due Saturday. I want to go over the sample rhetorical analysis with you and talk about some just formatting and structural issues. Also, please note that you now have this plagiarism info PowerPoint attached to this assignment and to the final draft. Please take a look at that. This is very important. Now that we are using someone else's work, we're talking about someone else's work, it is very important that you do not plagiarize. So the general quick rule is that 3 or more words from that text has to have quotation marks and has to give credit to the original author. But please look over the plagiarism info as well. And also let's just look at this sample rhetorical analysis here that we can get some ideas from. So this is the one that was on Wordle, and I pointed it out to you last week. And if it were not for samples and examples, I would have never finished college. Like much of my education is based on just looking at how other people did things and then following their example. So please take some time to read over this sample. Keep your title something either review or analysis. Don't use the title of the article alone because it is the title of the article you're reviewing. Keep that in mind. Make sure you have the last name with the page number in the header. Your other header information should occur here. And make sure all of your paragraphs have the simple 0.5-inch indentation. Your instructions call for summary analysis and then an explanation of whether or not you found the argument to be effective. So it's really easy to keep it organized in that manner. It's an easy way to do it. So let's just look at this one together. Forgive me, I'm going to read with you and just kind of walk you through this particular essay. You can learn to write in general. Okay, so first off, article titles have quotation marks around them. They are not italicized. And anytime we need punctuation, it goes inside quotation marks. Okay. And you can learn to write in general. Elizabeth Wardle debunks the myth that there is a one-size-fits-all solution to writing instruction. Wardle focuses on the varied context in which one may write, be it fan fiction, diaries, or work-related composition. Please look here how Jane Sample took what was in the article and put it in her own words. Okay. Wardle says, writing is always in particular. This is a direct quote from Wardle. When we direct quote, we keep the verb in present tense, and we capitalize the first word of the quote. Notice that in this case, if we have a page number, the page number comes after the quotation mark and before the period. She explains that the situation in which one writes varies. The reason for writing, the intended reader, and background information will dictate the type of writing. Wordle also explains the need for people to be flexible and adapt to each new writing situation. Wordle explains that it is important to realize the diversity within the discipline and, quote, give ourselves time to anticipate new writing situations. Okay, so notice this is called a quote weave here. Jane Sample's sentence, her words take up most of the sentence, and then she's incorporated Elizabeth Wardle's words into her sentence. Again, page number at the end before the period. As a professor and director of a writing center, Wardle brings expertise to this conversation. She provides her information in an easily understood manner and appeals to logos by providing the reader with many real-world examples to support her claims. If you are going to rely on ethos, pathos, logos, you have to tell how the author is appealing to that, okay? For instance, she points out how texting is yet another form of writing, but it is still writing. That example helps the reader to realize the importance of context, audience, and purpose. Texting also represents a different medium. This makes sense as students who are avid texters do not use the same language, nor do they write for the same reasons when composing academic papers. All of that is the logos. Remember, logos is logic. So that's what you need to include in your essay. If you're going to mention logos, you need to explain how the author is using it. Wordle also uses the example of the new employee meeting a CEO's standards. Wordle points out that the new employee would need to learn the background of the company, look at examples, and even learn the idiosyncrasies of her boss before she can approach a writing assignment. And actually, you could put a page number right here. I think it's missing from this paper. This example shows the importance of flexibility where writing is concerned. So we have summary, analysis, and notice there's no repetition. You can, if there's something you know you're going to want to use for analysis, then save it for that section. You don't have to repeat it. Wordle's argument makes perfect sense. Every writing task is different. Even if two students have the same purpose and audience, the background each student brings to the task will be different from other students. Yes, all writers can depend on basic knowledge like grammar and punctuation, but beyond those fundamental skills, writing depends on the situation. All right, so that is an easy little sample here. And then notice, please, the works cited entry. Make sure that it is formatted correctly with the right font and everything. Okay. So I hope just going over this sample helps a little bit. I understand that the Carter article is difficult. I get that. But if you'll keep it in this formula, summary, analysis, then explanation, and by all means study A1 because that will help you with summary and analysis as well. All right, good luck on this. Look at your feedback from your peers and the feedback from me, and make sure that you proofread and edit everything with no mistakes, no simple minor mistakes. Read carefully, read it aloud, reread the article as many times as necessary to get it right. Thanks.